football is entertainment, and it has to entertain people. It has to. So now we have clubs in different parts of the world, and in one part it's all about success. I know that. For example, Leipzig qualifying for the Champions League or winning something. In USA, so we nearly won the league now last year, but it's still a moment where football needs to get really to establish, make the last step that people. But it's great atmosphere in the stadium. I saw a few games and it's wonderful, all these kind of things. But it cannot get relegated. Come on, let's play football. People will not forget. If it's not, if the only threat you have, you lose a game. Yeah, that's no risk. Then you can go for it. For example, I don't know anything about Japan. Brazil will be interesting. Let's see all these kind of things. But you cannot just put one idea on different cultures. We have to feel what is right for that. What I said before, I want us to be more intense. There are a couple of football rules which I will not tell you now here, because they will throw it at us all the time. So that's for internal things. But there will be a couple of football rules which I want to see, and I really think it's important. There are no discussions about that. But again, it's not for public. But it's really, I want that people see us playing without reading the name on the shirt. They feel, they know it. That's oh my God, that's really lively. Oh my God, what kind? In some countries, what kind of football is that? What kind of game is that? It's called football. Interesting, looks great. So whatever. So put your best football on the pitch, and then make the most of it. Be as successful as you can, as exciting as you can. Entertain the people. Nobody should have the feeling when they watch us, it was a waste of time, these kind of things. So, yeah, there will be some fire, I would say. Yeah, for me, this is a long-term project as well. So, for me, the whole thing is obviously, I come from football, it's a football idea. And what I want to do is develop football. Develop football for our clubs, for our players, for our talents, all these kind of things, but for football as well. So somebody has to take care of that. But how can we change? How can we help the players to be the best version of themselves more often in either world every day? Is that possible with all the demands we have on them, all the games they have to play and all these kind of things? So yes, helping football in the same moment, being successful with Red Bull in the long term is super appealing to me. Mentoring coaches, yes, if necessary, but I was a coach myself until a half a year ago, and if you don't need, one thing is somebody comes around the corner and tells you how you have to do it. So even when if in my case, if Sir Alex Ferguson would have come around the corner and said, by the way, Jürgen, I watched you now for a few weeks, and I think that's really not good. So you don't want to hear that. You need to feel the situation of the coaches, not to explain coaches how to do the job. It's to help them to deal with the situations they are in, because it's a super pressure business. You win, you're the greatest. You lose, you lost your football brain overnight. By the way, all these kind of things happen constantly, and calm these kind of things a little bit down. Be there as a shield when the outside world is going for them. I can do that. I'm out of it. I don't have an ego. I don't have to win anything. I want to see them winning stuff, and yes, I want to help them through the difficulties of this job. And if there are questions, I probably have some answers. But football is developing pretty quickly. I was part of it for a long time, and now I'm in a different role, part of it still. Talking to players if necessary, talking to other people in the club, setting up structures, very important. In an ideal world, our clubs will have the best atmosphere inside of all clubs in the world. Why we shouldn't do that? There's a kind of a thing a little bit that most clubs only have to deliver talents for one club, stuff like this. That might have been in the past like that. That's not possible like that anymore. We have clubs in different parts of the world. We deal with different cultures, different mentalities, all these kind of things. So that's all pretty fresh now. Only recently Japan came within it, so we know. I don't think anybody knows everything about how can you make these kind of things happen in Japan, so we have to learn that as well. So, but what we always can do, in a few parts we can be better than others. So we can be a clubs where we're most together of all others. Even people think, oh, the name is now Red Bull. Come on, let's give it a try. We can be more lively. We can be more exciting. We can be more intense. All these kind of things we can be. And I really think if Red Bull is in your name, you have to be more intense than others, because otherwise it doesn't work. The role is called head of. So head of means probably you lead in a specific way. For leading, you have to know who you lead, how, what is it about. And I know people always want to know exactly what do you here, what are you there. And I was a leader for the last 3 decades, if you want. But I wanna listen. I wanna feel. I wanna learn. I wanna understand what the people did so far, because I can tell you they all did a brilliant job so far. It's not that we start from scratch. The whole thing grew massively in the last few years. It started with Salzburg, and then from there it all went bigger and bigger and bigger. But to bring it all together, I think that's a real challenge, to be honest. And that's what we try to do. So I will. Leading means helping people making the right decisions. Leading means to discover unknown areas, stuff like that, be the first who goes there, these kind of things. So the role is not 100% defined, but we will structure it, we will figure it out. And we are all completely open, I think, and everybody is really looking forward to find out how we can change the world of sports a little bit from our point of view, in a good way, Give people, great people, the opportunity to do crazy stuff and to move barriers for us, because we are not brave enough. Let's watch them. Oh my God, that's possible. These kind of things. Be around when people do this and support them. That's my idea for the role. And how I said, it's not clear, but we will find out. It means a lot to me. It's a new start. It's opening a new chapter. And for me personally, for my family as well, it's a different role after 25 years in a specific role. Doing something new feels really exciting, and I hope this is the start for a really exciting journey, but of course a successful future as well. Yeah, there might have been probably a few options out there. I don't know. I never checked it, never thought about it. The one thing I knew last year that I have to stop with what I did for so long, because I always said I only can do that the way I did it when I'm 100% at my best. And I realized that I don't see that for the future. And that's why I finished at Liverpool, and I finished being a coach without having real plans what to do after that. The only plan was to do a proper holiday, and then Oliver Mintzlaff came up with the idea. He spoke to my agent before, obviously, and we spoke years before, but without any content or whatever. Something is in. It was just an idea, but I never thought about that again. And then they came around the corner, and I thought, okay, that sounds really interesting. Let's talk about that. And I'm really curious. I'm a sports person first and foremost. People only know me as a football person, but I'm a sports person, and what I love is the variety of different sports. And I always thought we all should think more about how can we use all these different characteristics of the different sports, and how can we bring it together, how can we use it in normal life, stuff like that. But when you're in the job, you have no time for that, because you play every 3 days and it's just winning, or deal with the defeat and stuff like that. So, and I'm free of that. I have time and energy for all the other stuff, and I'm really looking forward to it. And that's why it was an easy decision for me. It's a decision, a sports decision. And I always loved the Red Bull sports idea. And it's exciting, it's adventurous, it's all these kind of, it's innovative, it's all these kind of things, and I wanted to be part of it, and now I am. Great. You know, I never did anything different. The only thing you saw me usually in public is, okay, a few press conferences, but usually you saw me on the touchline, and I'm not the person. I'm only on the touchline, the person. I'm on the touchline. It's not that I walk through normal life and have constantly that face and these kind of things. I'm on the edge to being angry and go for refs or whatever. In normal life, I'm not like that. So, but I always had this kind of idea about making people better. Put your arms under their wings, stuff like that, to really make them better. That was always my idea. So that's no different. The only thing I did that before now, always with one club, and now we have a few more. But they are already people. It's not that I have to go there and I spread the spirit. No, we will have people there. We have already people there, and who wants to be part of this journey is more than welcome. And who doesn't want to be part of this journey, then find your luck somewhere else. No worries, nothing, no bad words. Just see you later. But in my mind, we want to be special, and I really want to help the people to live that. I would love to meet it one day, and I will. I know that I will. Max, of course, the most famous Red Bull athlete, of course. It was super interesting. So many things to talk about. Not how focused he is, blah blah blah. All these kind of things. Really crazy. I would love to spend time with him to understand how he can do that under the threat of 300 miles an hour on a corner and still be at your absolute best mindset. Super interesting. But there's so many other things as well. So many brave people. I'm not sure, are they crazy or brave? Obviously, sometimes that's a small margin. And no, there's nothing in specific. Sports, and I said, on top of that, I want to learn, because we are Red Bull. I want to talk to people from other sports. We are not invested. Not that we go there, but there's so much more and out there. So in the past, I got constantly invited for events to talk about leadership. So, but from leaders, from CEOs, stuff like that. But they do pretty much the same every day. But the difference is that we do it under the light of public. So I get questioned every day. They maybe every 3 months or whatever. So then oh my God, the numbers are not great. So this is something special. So in sports, we do the things other people do as well, but under time pressure, under the pressure of public and stuff like this. So I know what I'm talking about in this moment, but I want to hear what other people think about these kind of things as well, and how can we learn from it, and how can we use it for us and maybe for other people as well.